Welcome to the channel French Learners Castle. We start out with the alphabets in French. Alphabets in French are pretty easy. A is A, B is B, C is C, D is D, E is R, F is F, G is J, H is H, I is E, J is G, K is K, L is L, M is M, N is N, O is O, P is P, Q is Q, R is air, the sound between R and KH, that is K, it becomes air. S is S, T is T, U is U, V is V, W is W, X is X, Y is Y, Z is Z. Going forward in vowels as we say vowels, A is sounding as ah. Whenever it is present alone, it is ah. For example, la, mal, and ami. In E is present as it's a sound So l, the, and s. So I is pronounced as E. So it's pri and ri. So it's E. O is pronounced as O, as in chocolat, morale, fromage. The sound of U is U. So when we say dew, it's not dew, it's dew. It's bew. It's mew. It's pew. Okay? And the function of Y can sound as E. Now, the sound of most of the vowels is consonants remains the same, but in some cases, for example, in C and for example in G, the sound of the letter G depends upon how it is placed with the letters or vowels following it. So I'll explain with C first. For C, when it is followed by A, O, or U, the sound of C is K. For example, come. Okay. When it is followed by E, I, or Y, the sound is S. For example, saddle and sign. But there is also a sound when it happens. It is by addition of an accent. We will learn about it further when we talk about it. So the sound of D is the, as in dine. Sound of F is f, that is fit. Sound of G is g, as in garçon. However, the sound of G is also je when we say manger and voyage. The condition is it should be followed by either E or I or Y. So the sound becomes je. Okay. H is silent, so we generally say l'homme. So the alphabet before is the one-way sound. It can be another word or it can be an article. The sound of J is je. So for je, as in treasure. Sound of K is k, as in kilo. Sound of L is l, as in loop. Then we have M, that is maison. N, that is non. P, as in papa. So this is more like English. All of these are like English. Then you have Q, kel. It's quell. It's more like KW, quell. R is between R and KH, so it's guttural. So we say rouge, rouge. For S, it is two sounds. One is Z, as in saison here, and one is maison. However, in the beginning, it is S, saison. Okay. Then you have T, that is table, table. V, voiture, V. The WA, it's wagon, wagon. It's all of these are just like English. The sound of X is like sir, as in eczema, eczema. Sound of Y is y, yol, like English. And the sound of Z is z, as in zero, like English. So now we come to the diphthongs. Diphthongs means when there are two vowels together, they produce a different sound. So we have A, I, it produces R. So may, this is may. However, when there is a accent over this I, the sound changes. So it becomes mice. Here you have AU. The sound of AU is O, like autumn. The sound of EU is ugh. For example, fur. The example of EI is A. So, for example, neige, which means to snow. The sound of OI is oua. For example, moi, soir, and bois. Okay. So the sound of OU is oo. For example, pool. The sound of UI is hui. For example, hui. And if there are three letters, for example, E, A, U, we are counting the sound of A and U. It's O. So we have low, we have O, we have chapeau, beaucoup, cadeau, oiseau, bateau. Okay. Then we come to the accent. So there are a few accents. The first one is called aigu, and it changes the sound of E. So when you put it on E on cafe, it becomes cafe. Otherwise, it is cough, cough. So it's cafe. The sound is A. Here it's école. For this one, it's le désir. Then it's le bébé. Okay. So then we have the accent grave. For all of these, the sound becomes changed to E. So père. So mère, la mère, la crème. Then you have the accent circumflex. Okay, the sound of this is mostly very soft sound, very small sound for this one. For example, you have foray. So wherever we drop the S in English word, we just put in the voyelle one chapeau. Okay, so this is circumflex. This is called a circumflex. So foray. For an hôpital, the S is dropped. L'hôpital. For a hotel, it's l'hôtel. For the cost, it's le coût. And interest, see, l'intérêt. Okay. Then we have la sadil. Sadil is like a comma beneath the C, and it changes the sound of C to make it sound like S, like we did before. So for example, in garçon, this is garçon. But when you put this beneath, it becomes garçon because this is the sound of S. Then you have franque, it becomes français. Then you have this one is chocolat, it doesn't have a C saddle. And here you have carbon, it doesn't have a saddle. Then you have como ça va. So como, it doesn't have it, so it is co. And the moment this has it, pa becomes sa and sa va. Then you have a word commerçant. Okay. Then you have the word leçon, la leçon. Okay. So then you have le accent trema. Trema is for something which changes the sound of the previous alphabet and sorry, the consonant, the two consonants are pronounced separately. Okay, it indicates that the vowels are pronounced separately. So for this one, naive, it's not naive, it's naive. Then it is not maize, it's maize. This one is mosaic. This one is heroine. This one is Israel. This one is Noel. Okay, so here we end the different sounds of accent. Okay, so we start out with the consonants together, how they sound differently. So CH is sh everywhere. So for example, le chat, le chien. GN is near, like in champignon, like in montagne, montagne. Then you have QU as quoi. Then it says question, question. SC, S becomes silent, C becomes silent, and this is sen. This is sen. TH, here the H is silent, so this is théâtre, théâtre. PH is more like fur in English, so this is photo. S plus a vowel, the sound is Z. If there is a vowel after that, the sound is maison,